Genji 2 is an action game which is based on Japanese history. Being based on history, the stages of the game will also be based on famous battles which actually took place in ancient Japan. So here's this giant enemy crab.
I couldn't stop myself.
Oh no.
I thought about getting a new game, and instead I went and got a new game.
What did you get?
Should be here in a week or two. I might have spent 25 buckaroos on a sealed copy of Concord for the PS5.
No way. Why?
You can't even fucking play it.
It's a collector's piece. I'm gonna show it to my kids and say, "You see this
piece that no one's gonna know anything about."
This is back when times were good.
Yeah.
What are you gonna teach him? There's nothing known.
Yeah, I'm gonna teach him. Hey, when you have $100 million that you just want to set on fire, think of this. Think of all the hours that never got put into this game. Think of all the YouTube videos that'll never get made. Think of the possibilities.
I mean, it's more than 100 million. You could triple that, maybe even quadruple
That's
it.
Nice. Yeah, heroes. So that should be here soon. I'm gonna put that on my wall. I'm gonna frame it. I'm gonna go get it fucking graded.
Get it graded.
I'm imagining the disc like hanging on the wall, not the cover or anything.
It's empty. It just has a download code inside.
We're not there yet. We're getting there. Don't worry. That's Nintendo later this year, probably.
No, that's a thing.
Is that already a thing where
Yes.
you buy a physical thing and it's got a code in it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go to jail. That's
It's been a thing
ridiculous.
for a few years.
I haven't bought a physical thing in a few years. The last physical piece of media I bought was the movie from Hollywood.
No, apparently it was today because it's on its
Wakaliwood.
way right now.
Yeah, it is. The movie. I own that. And they sent me a nice Who Killed Captain Alex? They sent me a nice thing and everything. Remember? That was the last thing I bought.
I remember
you
that.
insert into a computer.
You insert into.
Well, and I don't even have a disk drive anymore.
I know,
So
I can't even install a disk drive into my computer. Like there is nowhere to
Really?
put one. Oh yeah, no.
Oh.
Same.
I
don't
have
have
to
it.
get one of those USB ones.
Oh yeah, you can do a USB one. But I mean, why would you? Why don't you? USB VHS player?
I want to burn a CD or something, man.
Oh, back in the day. when I
Oh
was
yeah,
young,
do you
I'm not
remember that? Good times.
Oh, dude, I gave out, what did I give out? One birthday, I gave everybody, they got their choice between a copy of System of a Down's new CD or PD Pablo's new CD. Because I had them both. And I like to give out gifts on my birthday.
That collection you had of just like blank CDs with a Sharpie, and written in Sharpie were movie titles of bootleg movies. I remember having a bunch of those.
Yeah, I just went through my garage and I was like, I found a bunch of binders full of CDs and DVDs. And I was just kind of skimming through them like, oh, I should listen to that again. I should save it. And then it hit me after going through like the third binder that like, I don't even have anywhere to put these. Like, what would I play them on? And I threw them all in the trash. Somebody just got a lot of burned CDs. Whoever finds it, have fun with that.
Oh,
Summer
no.
Mix 2005. What was one of my mixes? Never mind. I'm not going to say the title of that.
COMP.
No, it was a different title.
Put it in there.
A title I'm not willing to reveal on episode 43. Fuck! 44. 44.
Yeah.
Episode 44 of the Giant Enemy Crab podcast. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Fliz. I'm joined by Tsun, Kylar, and Strider.
Hello.
These wonderful gentlemen who are here to bring you the news. I don't have any like housekeeping. Yeah, I think we're just gonna get into it. I'm gonna have to edit this. Don't worry about it. Oh, you know what? How was your day, gentlemen? How did you have a good one?
Oh, mine was boring. I was at work just on my phone.
Lucky fucking you was busy at the restaurant.
Oh,
What is busy for your restaurant?
Like,
yeah, I'm curious.
fucking upwards of 200 people plus.
At the same time?
Not at the same time. We only have a capacity of like 160, I think. 160 some.
It's 200 over the course of the whole day?
Yeah, for the most part. So weekends it reaches 300 plus.
That doesn't. Yeah, it's like what? If you work an 8-hour shift, that's like 25 people an hour. That's pretty decent. I struggle to bring up the energy to make myself pancakes. So I
Hero.
can see why that'd be busy.
I had to talk to one person at work today, and it made me mad. So
dude,
more power to you.
If you fucking some of the people we've had lately have been bad.
Oh my God, this lady, every time she talks to me, she starts telling me how to do my job, and then she'll say something like, "Sorry, I don't mean to tell you how to do your job." I'm like, what? Stop. Stop doing it then.
Dude, we had this lady order something, and she's like, first off, it has to be gluten-free. And it's like, okay, cool. And then we gave it to her, and she's like, I didn't know what this was on it, and I'm vegetarian, and so we had to remake the entire fucking thing. I was like, if you didn't know what it was, why didn't you just ask?
Yeah, I
I'm
probably
always
should have
stuck
started
in
off
this-
with, by the way, I'm vegetarian.
Yeah, they didn't say that. They didn't like, oh my God. It's like, they didn't know what chorizo was. It's like, why don't you just fucking ask? If you don't know what it is.
It's so, I mean, I know they're not wrong, but I'm always kind of on the side of the restaurant when people with these like extremely specific dietary needs go out to eat and they're like, well, the restaurant didn't do it right. And I'm like, you shouldn't be eating at a restaurant. You should be eating at home every single time if you have this restrictive of a diet.
We had a family come in and they had 2 kids' plates that had like fruit with them. And then they had to come back and be remade because they're like, oh, our kids are allergic to strawberries. Like, why don't you fucking say that beforehand?
Because if they got sick, then they would sue you. And they'd be rich.
God, I want to slap the shit out of you.
Okay, well, gaming news. So I think our boy made a return to a far, far away land.
Oh,
Did you not?
I have. I've been doing all the great things in Erenshor.
Ooh, tell me about it.
Oh, it's been pretty good. So Fliz, you played Erenshor back during the beta, right?
I did, and I did not give it any time. It is just a game that is not for me. I even went back to look at it because I know there's been updates, and I lack patience. I'm too busy to like, I don't know. I couldn't give it my full attention even if I wanted to. So I heard you were looking at it, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave it up to him.
I played a small smidge of it too. I haven't had as much time because I'm playing other stuff, but I'm looking forward to playing more of it. But I'm also looking forward to hearing you say a bit of what like we haven't seen yet.
Okay.
Lionel, because you played past the demo area.
Yeah, I finally got past the demo area, which took me much longer than it probably should have, to be honest with you.
Dude, it's hard.
But no, Erenshor is a pretty interesting game. So for those who don't know or who haven't watched our episode about the beta for it, it is now out officially in early access. So not officially released full 1.0, but early access instead. It's available for $19.99. And I think there's currently a sale going on for its kind of like release special, but I think that'll probably be over by the time you guys are hearing this. But yeah, it is pretty much a MMO simulator. It is a single player game that simulates the kind of aspects of an MMORPG. It's pretty interesting in the fact that it doesn't use any like artificial intelligence to simulate the other players that are around you. It is all hard coded with dialogue trees for every individual like other player, and all the other players are made unique to the game.
Dang, I thought it would be. At this point, I would think everything would be AI done.
Yeah, no,
But-
not this one.
So the question I kind of had is like, does every NPC have interactions that are meaningful, or is there still like one sentence characters?
I don't know, to be honest with you. This game it's really interesting because it is a single player like MMO game. Like it's designed to be played by yourself, right? And just kind of have like the feeling of an MMO, but without like the the time commitments of actually playing an MMO, you can play at your own pace and not have to worry about like trying to catch up and get to the end game. Because as you play, everyone, all the other simulated players level up on pace with you over time. Some of them will be like much stronger than you and some much weaker, but generally most of the population is around your level. In fact, if you have NPCs or something that you actually like to play with, like whether it's their class or the gear that they have or whatever, you can actually friend them and they will actually just stay on pace with you as you play. Like they'll be guaranteed to be at your level so you can always play with them, which is a pretty cool mechanic. And
That is neat.
yeah. And the NPCs, like you can talk with them. And if you actually join the Erenshor Discord, what's so cool about this game is despite being single player, there's a massive like community drive like around the game. There's so many people that are just trying to like find as many things out about the game as possible that it's pretty enjoyable. Like you have people that are posting like the different interactions that happen with NPCs. One person was posting how they invited someone to join their group, one of the simulated players, but then never invited them. Actually, they just kind of ran over and they just like didn't invite them. So they just went over there for nothing. And then later on, they invited them again. And the sim player said, no, last time you invited me, you just left me there. If you want me to join, I'm over here. You come to me. and he messaged him back, saying like, you little shit, and get over here right now. And then the sim player blocked him.
That's wonderful.
That's fantastic.
Oh, I'm already more. That's dope.
Yeah. It's like cool stuff like that where you have like the whole community is playing like the game at their own pace, but everyone is trying to learn as much about the game as possible. Because other things about it is this is designed to be kind of like a classic RPG MMO experience. There is no maps beside the actual like world map.
Like overview, yeah.
Yeah, so you have no idea where you're going. There are no quest markers whatsoever. All you get is a journal. It doesn't even tell you like which NPCs have quests. So completing quests is like a challenge because you just get hints basically on how to do it. So
It's old school WoW style, big time.
yeah. So it's not easy to accomplish a lot of the tasks the game actually gives you. And also even just like trying to get items like drops too. People just trying to figure out like which enemies will drop the things you need for quests and like all this other stuff. There's an entire like wiki made by all the players for the game itself. There's already people trying to mod the game to add like quality of life stuff too, just to kind of improve like various aspects of the game. So just adding a mini map because there currently is none. So like a big pull of the game is just kind of joining the community and kind of helping other players around you, like an MMO normally like would be, even though it's a single player MMO, which is kind of crazy.
That's fucking awesome that it's kind of come full circle to being a multiplayer game again.
Yeah. It's really cool. I've never seen anything like it. I've even contributed a little bit. I made a map of like the very first area. I haven't completed it yet, but I did post it in their Discord there. But no, it's really cool to see. Did you guys have any questions about the game before I continue?
I was trying to think. Last time you said, okay, so I might be getting Erenshor mixed up with Brighter Shores.
Yeah.
Simply because they're both RPGs, I guess, named similar. Anyway, was this the one where there were skill trees that didn't really go into other things, or was that Brighter Shores?
That was Brighter Shores, and that actually has been fixed. Brighter Shores actually has done a lot to change that. They also had a huge update where they actually combined a lot of the combat skill trees, which was a huge complaint before, and now they are they all kind of work together. Erenshor does not have any skill trees. All you really have is your class, one of 4 classes that you pick, and then I think the max level currently in the game is like 35. And after level 35, you get what are called ascension points, which you can spend to improve like the base stats of your character, which are like big percentage increases.
So like the idea behind the game is kind of where the fun is, but is the game itself like would you compare it to what would you compare it to, and is it what makes it better or different than that?
It does feel like an MMO game. I think the roughest the game is probably at the start, which isn't that great. In fact, if you go onto their Discord, there were a couple people talking, me included, talking about how the pace of the combat felt too fast because like things would either die fast or you would die very fast, like one of the two.
Dude, I remember the little bit I played so far of like the early access release. I went and so I'm playing like a mage and Arcanist.
Mhm.
Attack a spider and 4 of them aggro on me and I die immediately. And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do I do?
The game is hard. It is not easy. It is. You have to be very careful walking around. It is not like Final Fantasy or something where you can just kind of like fight everything you see and just kind of curve stomp or just like run away and you'll be, or really just kind of fight whatever you want as long as you can see it. This game is not like that. There's always tons of areas where things are much stronger than you. So you have to be careful what you're doing.
You gotta size them up.
The combat becomes a lot better once you get higher levels because the pace kind of evens out where now there's more time for you to use more abilities, for you to get healed or heal yourself and stuff. You start getting more actual skills and start getting party members that you're more familiar with and what they're doing. And you'll slowly learn kind of more of the mechanics of actually like controlling a group of players too. And by this point, you've kind of experimented with having different classes to be your party members to see kind of what that's like and what you prefer. If that makes sense.
Do you control your party members or are they NPCs?
So you can, there's a couple things you can do. You can kind of set their roles on like what you want them to do. You can have someone be the main tank. You could have someone be the one that pulls enemies. You can have someone kind of be the person that puts other things to sleep. You could do a few different stuff, right?
Will they act like real people and like run in with tank stance off, or like just stand there doing nothing while the rest of the team dies, or
that's
DC
actually
from a
super
raid?
interesting because they used to.
That would be fantastic.
They actually did put that was in the game. The developer actually had that be a thing. Where like randomly a player would go AFK because like in real life they would be doing something, or the internet would go out, or they would totally do that. But the problem was people complained about it or thought they were bugs, so eventually it was just removed. So
that's a fantastic immersion idea. I'm sad they took that out. You had me wanting to play like. The most fun I would get out of something like that is how fucked I would get over something like, I got all prepped up for this dungeon and then my NPC called me a slur and ran off.
They some of them can be insulting. I know there's a set number of like permanent player personalities. Like there's a certain amount of sim players that have set personalities and what they do, and their classes too. But they can be rude. Like there are players that are rude to you or just like mean overall. None of them get to that point where they're like throwing slurs or anything. But apparently the developer said that he designed all the sim players after people he's met in game in real life.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. And you'll see them like in chat, like talk shit to each other sometimes as well. It's pretty interesting.
Oh, I might have to give this a shot just to see the NPC interactions.
Yeah, try to talk to him. I haven't done too much of it yet. I've just seen what people have posted just around, and it's pretty entertaining.
No, are you gonna continue with it as long as you can go?
I will. Again, it's very hard because trying to figure out the quests and also just like navigating the areas without dying is very difficult. The game has some issues. It's hard to say if they're issues or not because it's just very kind of jank. Like it's very rough around the edges, but that could also be just kind of a, that's supposed to be what it feels like as kind of a homage kind of game, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. It makes it a little bit more difficult to recommend the game because there are things about it that are just
you gotta know what you're getting into and want to
Yeah.
get into that. Like it's not well, I was gonna say Final Fantasy, but that one's really hard to recommend people because you got to do 80 hours of nonsense before you can even play the game.
Exactly. This you could totally play it. There are currently there's lots of dungeons to do. There's tons of level up. There's tons of areas. There's lore to explore. There's like factions of people in the Discord just trying to figure out and organize the lore and all the different items and stuff. So there's tons to explore in itself and just learn about the game and the world around you. It's all really well done. There isn't currently no raids as far as I know. I haven't found any. But I do know that they are planning to add raids, and I'm thinking, or I've heard that this is supposed to like require you to actually organize your party to do the raids. So it's going to be more than just, like hit enemy on loop, hopefully, and it'll actually be some difficult content. So that'll be pretty cool. But overall, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, the more you talk about it, the more interested I am. I might have to at least try the demo again because I know I got into it. I died twice and I turned it off. And that was not the fault of the game. I wasn't prepared for what I was getting into. And I don't know. Maybe I was just in a bad mood, but I can give it another shot.
Yeah, I think it's one of those games that is rough right now to play, but it has like so much potential behind it that it's probably totally worth getting just to see what it becomes. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
On top of this, too, just since the game has come out, props to the developer, Brian, because every single day there have been like patches of just that him adding or fixing stuff just constantly. Like just patch notes of him just like either changing mechanics, adding more dialogue trees, adjusting numbers that people complain about, bug fixing, just over and over and over and over and over. And this is a single dev that made the game.
I was going to ask, is it a solo dev? Dang.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine. I have enough trouble just editing the podcast, like making a game. No, thank you. Oh,
yeah.
More power to you.
The amount of stuff that he actually like fixes in such a short time is like mind-boggling because he's in there like every day. He's in there right now as we're recording this. Just online still, just doing shit. So huge props to him. And there's a funny story too on how the game like kind of like came up. Apparently, is that he told the developer Brian told his friend he was thinking about making a game and he wanted him to be the marketer basically. And he told him how it'd be a cool idea if he had like simulated players like in an MMO. And his friend just basically like just told a bunch of people that and marketed the game that's what it was going to be. And he's like, shit, I guess I'm doing that now.
You're already bought in. Let's go.
Yeah. No, super cool game. I think it's really impressive what's already in it. The areas look really good for what it is. I think you gave it flack for the graphics before when you played
that's
the
what
beta.
I'm saying. Hold on. That's what I'm saying is like when I got into it, I didn't know what I was really getting into. I'm kind of walking it back. But I'm allowed to do that because I'm the host. So, like I need to give it another shot. And when I think about all that's been put into it and the idea behind it, like that's really what's there. It's not just like, oh, this looks like a RuneScape clone or something, which I think was my first impression, not really knowing too much about it. Which, like I said, going back to it, I know a little more that's not really, the graphics aren't what you're there for, Right. You're there for the idea of it, basically.
Yeah, he's since the demo, there's been a slight upgrade to like the lighting engine. So it looks a little bit prettier, but I think the feel and kind of aesthetic of the game with the graphics being what they are is not only like perfectly fine, but I think it's something that works for what the dev is working with, like a single guy working on the game. This would work perfect for having to like add stuff and just it looks perfectly fine as it is. I think it's really smart to just have this aesthetic and just maintain it. It works perfectly fine.
You work with what you have. I mean, not Harvest Moon. What's that game I'm thinking of? The single dev. farming one.
Stardew
Oh,
Valley.
Stardew
Texas.
Valley.
Stardew Valley. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
kind of the same deal where he's just working with what he knew how to do. And it ended up being a great success. So,
Yeah.
who knows what could happen.
Yep. Right now, I have not been able to get anywhere close to all the different zones. There's a ton of different areas
Like
to
what,
go through.
35, I think.
Through level, I don't know how many. I don't think there's 35 zones.
I think in the trailer it straight up says 35 zones. Yeah, release day trailer.
Oh, that might be including the dungeons, which lie
It's
in
possible.
like in the zones. Yeah. There's probably that many. Yeah, if you include the dungeons,
Yeah, it actually says more than 235.
then totally. For what they're planning to add too, because there's already like various different like whole different planes of realms you can go to that are. I think there's 5 already planned to be in the games already. And then there's going to be raids on top of that. They're going to add, I think, guilds that you can make for different players too. And they're probably going to expand how your sim player interaction is going to be. So tons of stuff planned for the game to expand on. One thing that's cool as well as you play through the game is you kind of have to appease the different like sim players too, because not only do they have
That's exactly what I was going to ask. Do they have like friendship status type shit going on?
I don't know if it's friendship status, but like when I was playing, as an example, like I got a drop for a ring, and one of my sim players is like, dude, I need that ring. Like I actually need that for one of my quests. and I gave it to him. And I don't know what happens if you don't give them stuff, but I do know that different characters have like are greedier than others. They'll want more drops than other sim players do. So that's also a mechanic of it.
Just going through the whole game hating one of your party members because they're a little fucking goblin. Just rolling on everything for no reason.
Yep, that's totally a thing. Apparently in the game. I don't know what the consequences are if you don't do it, but I'm very curious. So if someone knows, let me know.
Yeah.
I want to know. But no, I'm super excited for more of it. I got to play more. The game is just very difficult, and I'm trying not to use the wiki if I don't have to, but I might have to because I'm starting to run to some brick walls here. I just need to level up more.
Oh, shit.
That could be why.
There you go. That's the answer. That's always the answer.
Yeah, just level
Farm.
up more. Do all the farming.
All right.
Other than that, did you guys have any more questions about the game?
I don't
I'll take that as a no. These
I know,
guys ain't got nothing.
I'm just at this because like the answer to some of the things I had, and I'm kind of just wanting to experience it myself.
Oh yeah, I'd say
Maybe
definitely
we'll-
play the demo. There's a demo.
Yes,
There's
we're
a
all
demo.
There's a demo. Shut up.
Demo.
I think I definitely will pick up the demo tonight and reinstall that and give it a shot this weekend and take my time. I won't just run in there and go, oh, I died, and then fucking uninstall. Like that's exactly what I did last time.
Yeah, honestly, just try and see if you can leave like that first area, because that first area is the
All right.
tutorial area, and I swear that took me like 4 hours to get out of.
Oh,
Like,
you're making it sound so fun.
oh,
You know,
just like
tutorial
trying to
area?
figure out what to do, exploring
you
the
can, never mind.
dungeons, and just trying to get like strong enough to explore it safely without dying or having to worry about dying. Like it took a while to get there.
All right. I'm down to give it a shot. I'll report next week right off the bat how it
Yeah.
goes.
If you're after a game that you can play and watch something on like Netflix on another monitor, this is
shit, that's
totally that game.
That's
No.
exactly what I was looking for because the Black Mirror just came out and
Yeah.
some other stuff.
That's what I
All
was
right,
doing.
cool.
Yeah, as
All
you
right,
could totally
I'm
just
in.
kind of
I'm
like
in.
play the game and just like grind up your levels, kind of get some loot, get stuff to
But
craft, and just
You do that in every game. You'll find a character that lets you do that, and you'll do that.
yeah. But you know, if you want a game for that, this is that game.
All right.
Plus, I
so
can't do
we'll
that
take-
with Marvel Rivals. I tried that with Fliz, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I got to turn this off.
Yeah, you try
Like,
to
I
ride
can't-
on his shoulders, but that doesn't work.
I can't do it. It's too much.
Oh. Yeah, you definitely had me turn that off because it was immediately apparent that like, nah, you need a little bit more brain power to make this work. You can't just focus on the future being bad on one screen and then getting your ass whooped on the other screen. Doesn't work. Anyways, well, thank you very much for going back to that. Now I have something to get into that's not Marvel.
No.
And
We had
doesn't
God of
require
War.
the energy. Dude, I keep looking. I've updated it. I keep.
It's been 6 months. Please.
I know, man. I
Play Ragnarok.
I know.
Oh,
Miller's got a
Everybody's
knife.
always playing Marvel, and I don't want to.
there's a patch actually just now. There's a patch going live.
Nice.
It's crazy.
Well, shit. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Kylar. We appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you say, 1999?
Yes. Yep. 1999.
Perfectly reasonable.
Money.
Good investment.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Indeed.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll get on to our other news then. Was it, I can't remember who we decided was going next. I'm the host.
What? I'm the host.
I'm the host. I don't know what the fuck's going
You're
on.
the host, the last person to find out what's going on.
What else is new? But yeah, I think Strider, what you got for us today?
I forgot about this, but I just remembered it, so I will start with this. Is Lords of the Fallen apparently just had its 2.0 patch update.
What is that?
It is
Big overhaul.
No,
Right?
what is Lords of the Fallen?
It is a Souls-like game that by a studio that has done one other Souls-like game, which is Lords of the Fallen from like 2014.
It's a reboot, right? Yeah. Is it a reboot? No, it's not a sequel, right? It is a reboot.
Yes, it is a new timeline, I think. But they added a 2.0 version. Game is 67% off right now till May 1st. But the other cool thing that they did is with this update is they have full shared co-op progression where you can play through the game with someone else. And,
nice.
And the thing that they did is they also added a friends pass for it.
Oh, I forget. Yeah, reading that was an interesting thing to read about, the whole friend pass thing. Oh, that was pretty cool of them to actually do that.
So
Only one person got to buy it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to try
Nice.
to find someone to play through it because I dropped it on PlayStation because
I own the game
was
on
very
PC.
the game was very rough to say the least to start with.
Oh.
And I know what you mean because
but
I
they kept-
played it for a little bit on PC and it was very it wasn't fantastic.
So how would the co-op work? Like, does it just give you like set gear for you to use, or does
No,
it
it's
copy
both people.
whoever you're
Both people
playing
get
with?
their like full drops and everything.
Yeah, you both have
from what I
your own drops.
understand.
Oh, so it just like copies the loot over.
Well, I'm not sure if it copies, but like I don't know if something will drop for both players and they both pick it up, or if it's just a random chance for each player. I haven't actually played it. But it's full shared co-op progression. Like when you do it to cooperative, the like second player also makes progress for their own world, from what I understand. This game's gotten lots of patches. Like they've been very much listening to their community, from what I understand. The game, they like take player feedback into account. They've done stuff like boss refights, boss rushes, and different things throughout the game's lifespan as they've updated with free updates. But it sounds like 2.0 is a really good patch for what I was saying, but I would like to try it myself.
They even gave you a dedicated jump button.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of different stuff in here.
They changed a lot. Like I said, I played it back when it first came out, and like I was like, okay, I can see why people are kind of ripping on it. Although aesthetically, I like what was there. Like,
Oh
the game
shit!
looks cool.
Dedicated jump button, bro.
But I just said,
Hell
man.
yeah.
He just said that. Are you
No,
guys switching?
there's a picture on their version 2.0. I can't read what it says under that, but it goes in more detail on the
Jump
Steam
anytime,
page.
anywhere for more intuitive platforming.
I could hear you getting closer to your screen to read it.
I know, I'm trying
Because
to read
it's-
it.
Fucking blurry, dude.
It's very blurry.
But yeah, no, that's what it says. Jump anytime, anywhere for more intuitive platforming.
Hell yeah. I'm about it.
Like platforming was always the worst part of any of the Souls game I played. Like anytime there was any kind of distance between me and another level below me, I started my butthole puckered up.
Well, it's like
I hate that shit so
what
much.
was it for the most part? Most Souls games, it's like sprint and then press a button while sprinting.
It's not clean. I guess
it used to be
Sekiro
double
was
tap the
good.
sprint button, which was the worst.
That which was fucking annoying.
The Lords of the Fallen had a really mean streak of a very bad design philosophy where they just kept sticking enemies around corners that if they hit you, you would just fall off.
No.
They did that a lot.
I will say, in this game though, a lot of like the designs look really cool. At least.
Because one of the big gameplay mechanics of that is that there's two worlds. There's the normal world and Umbral. But when you die for the first time, you get teleported to Umbral. And there's certain ways to make your way back. But one of the things is that the longer you stay in there, the stronger enemies that start spawning before eventually basically an enemy that will just kill you. That it's very hard to kill. But the longer you stay
What
in there,
happens when you die there?
you're just dead and then respawn.
Oh, so you get 2 deaths?
Sort of.
What if you never die?
Good luck.
What? What does that mean?
Good luck doing that. That game is rude.
What if you do?
You know what? Here, we'll play it together. How about that? We'll see if you can do it deathless.
I will never die.
Gets fucking choke slammed.
I too have the game.
Anyway, we'll play it together. How about that? And we'll see how many times you can keep up the promise of no deaths.
I ain't gonna die. Won't happen.
Yeah, he plays Erenshor. He knows what hard is.
Yeah. You've never fought 6 level 4 spiders.
Dude, they fucking swarm you, dude.
They do. Like you're just trying to run by them.
At least you're a paladin. I was a fucking spell guy. I wear rags.
That sounds like a you problem.
That just sounds like you chose the homeless class.
Give me anything better at the moment, man.
Ask the dev for plate armor for Arcanus.
Battle mage.
Come on.
All right, cool. Well, sounds. I'd play with you, but
But you don't play video games. You only play Marvel.
I don't. I only play Marvel, dude. I gotta get up every 20 minutes, no matter what I'm playing. It's fucking ridiculous. Eventually, I'll be a gamer again. Don't worry.
True gamer.
Eventually, he will multi-class back into gamer.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Once this kid can handle his own business.
You'll dual class father and gamer, game dad.
Yeah, I'll make him play for me, and then I'll be like one of those people who like first Emma Frost to Lord because I made my kid play when I was sleeping, and then we switched off.
Phil's got a lot better at video games all of a sudden.
The fucking 1,000-yard stare.
He doesn't talk as much now, though.
All right, what else you got?
First and foremost, first big thing. Apparently the Oblivion remake is real. Because the photos of it have leaked finally on I forget which website it was, but I had uploaded shots, and I believe I
thought it was the dev site, wasn't it? The ones that are supposed to be doing it. I thought they uncovered them there.
I don't know if it was them originally because I think it leaked on some other site.
That's possible.
Because I think it got uploaded to, oh god, what is the website? It might have been the developer's website, or Vituso's. But yeah, they've confirmed that's been confirmed. Current theory, I believe, is that it is going to shadow drop on the 21st, is what I keep seeing.
Maybe like 3 days from now.
Yep.
Jesus,
yeah, crazy.
And that it's coming straight to Game Pass, I believe.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say there were 2 games like on the 24th that I'm looking forward to. There's no way I can afford another one.
In addition to that, the modder that was doing the remake of Oblivion and Skyrim, or at least the lead modder for that team that's doing it. I'm not sure. We couldn't find out how many people it was. But they have confirmed that Sky Oblivion is still coming sometime this year as well, and that the fans should be excited because now they have two different ways to experience Oblivion in this, both a fan community version of it and the professional remaster or remake of it.
Dude, we're gonna get every other Elder Scrolls game before 6.
Yeah. I'm worried which one's going to be better.
This is the old Elder Scrolls game, right?
Oblivion,
yes.
yeah.
4.
It was before Skyrim.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because as I was trying to say, the Sky Oblivion remake has been worked on for I think like 13 years at this point. The remaster, and then the official Oblivion remake. I'm not certain how long that's been worked on for, but yeah, though they're happy to hear that a professional team is handling a remake of it as well.
At least they took it in stride. That's good for them, I guess. That would be a bummer, though. I'd be mad. On the secret, I go to bed mad every night, even though I'd be nice online.
And this is like
on this for how long?
This is like a full UE5 remake too, isn't it?
Yeah.
I believe the remake is, yes.
Should be.
God.
That's what I'm
Someone's
reading.
computer's gonna explode.
Fliz, you're a guinea
Not
pig.
mine. No, I'm not playing that shit. That game is old as fuck. I don't give a fuck. I moved on.
I just hope
I'm ready for Erenshor.
I hope they haven't fixed the voice acting.
Stop.
Oh, because I don't know if you guys are aware of how. Do you know how they had to record the voice lines for Oblivion?
Isn't that the one where there's still like test lines left in there from like
There are,
outtakes?
yes. There's like multiple takes in the same line where the actor will reread it.
Nice.
But no, when they were recording the voice lines, they did it alphabetically, and I believe the only information they had was like what the character's race was. So there are characters in the game that just swap their inflection and voice in the middle of dialogue between sentences.
Wonderful.
It's great.
That's awesome.
I'm sure they fixed that. I can't imagine why they'd leave that in.
Because
Honestly,
this
it
is
makes the game
option.
worse if they fix it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, are you gonna play it, Strider?
I mean, I have Game Pass, so possibly.
I have Game Pass as well.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, we'll look forward to that. Not me, but you guys will.
I'm be playing Erenshor.
I just can't care. It's just, you know what? I am the odd one out though, because I couldn't get into Skyrim either. So
He's the boomer.
That's just me.
Well,
I guess, man. But that game's from my time.
Did you play Skyrim on release?
Not on release. I played Morrowind or Oblivion. I played one of them on Xbox, and then pressing pause would take a full 2 minutes sometimes to open the menu screen. And after that, I was not interested ever again.
But this time it only takes 1 minute.
No.
Well,
No, this time
you
it
know
just
what, that's
the
a-
computer crashes before the menu pops up, so you don't wait as long.
That's fine. My PC's used to it now, but I'm building up an immunity. Don't worry.
It's like shooting yourself
PC
with a
is
smaller
getting
caliber
started.
to build up a immunity to larger caliber.
What's the thing called when Saiyans almost die and come back?
The
Oh,
Zenkai
God.
boost.
Zenkai boost.
Yeah, my PC's getting a Zenkai boost once a day.
I don't know if electronic components work.
Sure it does. I can hear it powering up right now. It's going to go Super Saiyan.
It's gonna explode.
Oh no.
My supercomputer
Oh, no.
3 is unbeatable.
My
The
PC.
PC is Super Saiyan, but it smells real bad.
Dude, it's all immersive. You can taste
You
the
guys
flame.
just aren't on my level. I got tactile and yeah, you don't even know.
Man, by that logic, that Alienware computer you had should have been like insanely powerful, like a jet engine.
The Alienware?
Yeah, he's saying it's powering up. That thing was always powering up.
I think that thing accounted for like 50% of my power bill every time I turned it on. That thing was nasty. I hated that thing.
You had like a jet turbine in your room.
Yeah. I had to like I couldn't even stream. You could hear it over the microphone. It's terrible. All right. What's next?
Next is I need to use this. It's from PC Gamer, but it is Ultra Kill publisher co-founder throws up hands, jokes Tarkov has done irreparable fucking damage to the game industry because even From Software games are now extraction shooters.
In reference to
Night Rain. Or
Dustblood.
Dustblade.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely some extraction shooter elements
right, I forgot
from what they
about
were
that.
talking about in Dustbloods. So everything seems to be extraction shooters now. We've moved on from battle royales to extraction shooters.
Why does everybody like extraction shooters so fucking much?
Yeah, because we got Marathon coming out. That's an extraction shooter as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Have
I
you
see
guys
the appeal,
played,
but like I do like other genres as well.
Have you guys played Tarkov?
Nope.
Briefly, not much. It wasn't for me.
I have played the single player version of Tarkov because that definitely exists.
Is that a modded version? It's a
Yes.
mod, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because Tarkov is basically a game that is so broken by the amount of cheaters in it that people will say that like this is the better way. I've seen a lot of things people say this is the better way to experience the game because you don't have to deal with cheaters.
Yeah, I remember my big thing with Tarkov is when I was streaming, people would be, "Yo, you should play Tarkov," and I would be like, everybody I know who streams Tarkov is mad all the time. They are never happy playing that game.
I don't know if I've ever actually watched a video where someone playing it seemed happy.
No, it's not that kind of game. I've seen one or two, but like generally speaking, it seems like a game designed for frustrated folks. And I think the extraction shooter stuff is tough for me generally because like I guess I feel
That was Hunt
like
Showdown too.
Hunt Showdown, Apex to some degree. I know that's actually a battle royale, but like kind of the same. And not. The point is, whenever I'd play, there would be like somebody who wants to get the stuff, somebody who wants to leave, and then there's me, and I want to go fight people, even if I lose. And it's like these things don't like. It's obviously not the way to win the game. And that always was kind of frustrating.
I mean,
to
it
me.
can be. It's just like the most uphill battle way to do it.
I would get frustrated because people would win by not playing the game.
Shout outs to that Hunt Showdown match where you guys had to watch me and the other guy camp in a bush for 25 minutes.
Oh my God.
I
We were
won
there
it
for a
though.
while.
It was worth it.
We were there for
I
a
remember
fucking
watching
while.
that, I think.
Where it's just,
Oh
I
my
slowly
God.
would just, it took me like 25 minutes to creep around like the perimeter of the area we were fighting in so I could kill him.
Although one of my favorite hunt
Yeah.
moments was that guy being like, "I'm friendly," and then Fliz goes bang with a shotgun.
Yeah, well,
I said, I'm like, come on in. And he walks in. Fliz doesn't even wait one full second. Just unloads both barrels of a double barrel into that guy's skull.
hey man,
like, why?
we're in the swamps. This is stand your ground territory. This is my house.
Hey, you want to be friends? Sure, come on in. Bang, bang.
Stand your ground.
Hey, if he was going to be friends, he would have been in my party. He was not in my party. Therefore, he is a problem.
Well, now he's all over the floor. So thanks for that.
And now he's all over your party.
He's going to be with us through osmosis. It's going to be
This is
great.
more than osmosis. I need a shower.
How are you guys' general feelings on extraction shooters?
I enjoy them.
I can see
Yeah.
the appeal, and there are ones I enjoy, but I feel like it's become one of those genres definitely where there's too many of them now.
I don't really enjoy them too often, though I haven't played very many.
Those ones that I gotta be in the mood for like an extraction.
The thing with the extraction shooters is Tarkov is still king of it. And that game has some controversy, to say the least.
No.
Yeah, that game has some problems. Yeah. No,
No.
Yes.
With $250 for their single player edition.
Is their single player edition a modded version of their game, or is it actually like
No,
done
it's
by
like
them?
it was I'm trying to remember if I don't know if this is exact, but it was like certain people would get access to it earlier, and like it was the people who paid for the $250 edition.
Huh? That's insane. That's too much money.
Yeah, you already mentioned the constant cheaters in Tarkov,
And they
Yeah.
pay gated the way to get away from them. That's wild. Rather than fixing the problem, they monetized it.
you beautiful.
That's
They've solved
wild.
the problem.
Uh,
All right. What do you guys know? Since we're talking extraction shooters, do you guys have any interest or knowledge? Like this marathon game, I keep seeing people
I've got
talk
something
about
on
it,
it
and I
right here.
oh
Um,
okay. Well, let's get into that because I don't know a whole lot about it. I just know that I'm not terribly interested.
I've seen very little of it. I know because Marathon was Bungie's like first quote unquote first person shooter before Halo originally. Marathon 1, 2, and 2, I believe. I think Infinity or something like that. But it was what they made before they did Halo. But they're coming back to the IP. And it's going to be an extraction shooter from what I understand. But they've commented on that it's not going to have proximity chat because proximity chat is too toxic. And Bungie couldn't figure out a good solution to it to make sure
That's
that players
fair.
felt safe. And
That's
it's like,
fair.
cool, but also just have it default to off and let people turn it on.
I agree.
Like,
Because we play Marvel, and some of us have chat turned off. I don't, and sometimes it makes me mad. But the option, like, there's some of the best laughs I get are from having it on. And if you didn't have that option in there, the game would be a lot less for it.
Yeah. It's a very popular feature. A lot of people enjoy it. So to have it not there is definitely it's not gonna make it more fun for people.
All the funny clips I see of these open world, battle royale or extraction shooters are all through proximity chat. Like that's where the funny shit happens. So that's you're not going to take the toxicity out of the. We're going to make one of the most toxic kind of games and then say, oh, let's take some of the toxicity out. Like it's just not going to happen. Don't. Why even try? It seems a little goofy, I guess. I don't know.
it's at least a little goofy. But moving on from, was there anything else that you wanted to bring up about Marathon before we move on?
Oh, just if you guys have heard anything about it or because like I said, I keep seeing it pop up everywhere.
It just got revealed less than a week ago, I believe. It was like last week.
I don't know if there's actual hype around it for some reason, I guess is why I'm talking about it. Like, is everybody like, this is Bungie's newest, this is going to be the next thing? Or is it,
what I saw was
really care?
Was basically the most common reaction I was seeing to it was it's Bungie. So, the gunplay is going to be good, but it's an extraction shooter. So I didn't have too much interest in it or I've lost interest was what I saw a lot of people said.
Yeah. It's tough, man. Cause Halo had good gun combat, and even that after a while, I did not want to touch it again. The new Infinity or whatever it
Halo
was.
Infinite.
Yeah, it was just
Halo Infinite. We all just stopped, and I know there were various reasons, but
we were playing the Master
I
Chief
can't
Collection,
fault
weren't
the
we?
gunplay.
We weren't playing
What?
exactly Infinite, were we? We were just doing the Master Chief Collection.
You're playing Infinite.
No, we
we
played
were
Infinite.
playing Infinite.
Oh.
Yeah, we were playing the multiplayer, big team battle.
he doesn't even
and
remember.
all that shit. Yeah, it was that good.
Dude,
I mean, we had a lot of fun. It just fell off real hard.
I just remember
And
that
it wasn't
when
just
we
us.
went back to it, is I had the issue with the fucked up drivers where you wouldn't cache the shaders, so you'd have to do shaders every time I booted the game up.
oh my god, wait, wasn't there something we found out where was Halo on where aim assist was a big issue too, right?
Oh yeah, we're the 55th percentile of console players or controller users with the top 1% of PC or keyboard and mouse users.
Yeah, because it was insane.
Yeah, all of competitive Halo is done with controllers because it's just so strong.
Yeah. Oh well. I'm not big on shoot. I think I might just be tired of shooters in general.
Goes back to 500 hours of Marvel.
That's not a shooter. I play Groot and Hulk and Emma. These
You're
aren't even
shooting
shooty
wood out
characters.
your hands.
I guess not really.
You're
Can't even
shooting
crit.
seed out your body.
None of my characters can even crit. That's what tells you enough right there. All right. Well, what else you got?
Moving on from that. Next up is a few things about Nintendo. Nintendo has confirmed that the Switch 2 is still going to be $450 in the US.
Is that good or bad?
That's not that bad.
That's good because it means they're basically saying the tariffs aren't going to affect the pricings for the console itself. That the accessories will be affected by tariffs and similar things. So there's going to be price hikes for the accessories. So like extra Joy-Cons, extra the camera, and so forth.
Not
Dang,
the
that's just
camera.
that definitely gives away where they make all their money from. It's not the console itself. It's from all the extra crap you got to buy.
They also had really to get like from the tariffs is they apparently they imported like basically every console they had in Vietnam.
Damn.
Like that's where a bunch of stuff was coming from, apparently, from what I was reading. But
is it Switch where they were canceling pre-orders?
Yes.
Am I crazy?
Switch 2 delayed the pre-orders. Pre-orders reopened on the 24th in the US.
Okay.
I think Canada's either the same day or the 21st. I can't remember which one I want to say.
Okay.
But they've also confirmed that Breath of the Wild for the true like full version of it on the Switch 2 is going to be $90 because it's going to be the $70 base game. And this is Breath of the Wild, 8 years old at this point, for the $70 game plus $20 of DLC. So for the full experience and the full game of it, it's going to be $90 on the Switch 2, which is now the third console it's been on.
I got like involuntary stank face from you saying $90. Like that's gross.
I didn't pay the
it's-
original. Like that's a lot.
The thing that kind of comes up to me is like, didn't games? Okay, so let's talk like when Atari was big and stuff. Like, weren't those games hundreds of dollars or like $100 and something bucks sometimes?
I don't know. Here, let me look.
I feel like old games used to be really, really expensive. It was much more exclusive.
They tended to be $40 to $50, and budget titles were like 20 to 30
Okay, so I'm wrong.
in like
I
the
thought-
80s. Yeah,
Okay,
NES
I'm
games
wrong.
would launch like around 60.
I
They've been
swear-
around the same that they've been. It's only recently that prices have been going up.
I was gonna say, because I remember being a kid and like, you know, you go and like get like a Game Boy game or a 3DS game, and it was like nowhere near as high a price as stuff is today.
I mean,
Yeah.
what I remember was that back when I want to say, God, it was either right when the Xbox One and PS4 had been coming out, or it was like a year or two before that. So there was a retro game store nearby that we found. And I walked in there and I saw a copy of, I think, Mega Man X2, and it was $130.
Oh, jeez.
And that's
Should
what
have bought it.
There's just like collector's value at that point, or
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I bought a Super Nintendo there that was like far cheaper. Bought stuff like Super Metroid, and a few other like popular SNES games to play. But I think game prices were probably not that expensive, I would assume.
Yeah, Mega Man X2 goes for like $150 right now.
Amounts of yeah, no.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's like one of the most well-loved Mega Man games, right?
Nope, no, I was never a fan. The only one I really liked was Mega Man Legends, and everyone hated that. Kick the can in the garbage. That was my favorite game.
Kick your can in the garbage.
It's no X7. X7 is the one that everyone really hated with the very quality voice acting.
Which one was X7 again?
That's the
Yeah,
one
so-
with the flame hyena that just yells burn to the ground.
Oh, burn to the ground.
It is literally the entire boss fight is just like the loudest voice clip imaginable.
Forgot about
Like
that.
40 times a minute.
All right. Anything else about the Nintendo that's super fun?
Yeah. Well, no, but I've got more. Because apparently in Japan, a man in Japan was sentenced to 2 years in prison, suspended for 3 years, and fined $3,500 for what I understand was soldering modified parts into Nintendo Switches that would allow them to play pirated games.
Oh.
People should know by now.
That's-
Nintendo don't like that.
Again, how many times we're gonna run into this? Oh no.
They're gonna find you, and you're gonna get in trouble, rightfully so.
That's crazy that I'm not for theft, right? But if they don't make a thing anymore, and if I buy it from somebody else, they're not making any money off that. Why do they give a shit?
It's because they're starting a business doing that for other people. And that's where Nintendo starts having a problem.
Yeah,
like
they're,
if you
they're
do it
making
for
money
yourself,
off of their product.
yeah, they don't. Generally, that's like just whatever. But it's when people start making businesses where they start selling consoles that have been modified to let you play pirated games. That's where the Nintendo's like, fuck no, you can't do that. If people want to modify their own stuff that they've bought, then generally just voiding a warranty and, whatever.
But that's what I'm saying is like Nintendo, these games aren't being made anymore. Like you can't get them outside of exorbitant prices or modding.
This was a Nintendo Switch, so
Yeah, this is a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, this is like current console.
Okay, well then he's just a thief.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the
Okay.
reason. That's the reason it's a big deal.
Okay, well,
And it seems like
guess,
Nintendo's trying to make an effort to make those older games, popular or viable to play again with the whole, like, now you can play GameCube games on Steam. And I'm sure they're going to add more retro stuff too. You can already get like tons of Nintendo 64 games and stuff on there.
I'm surprised it took them so long though, because that was like the first thing I did on the Switch that I got my kid was like, I'm gonna play some old Double Dragon and stuff, and we're on there. Vector Man.
Fucking Vector Man.
That game is hard as shit.
That game
Comic
beat my
Zone?
ass.
I played Comic Zone too. I bought the Sega collection.
Zone? Oh,
Comic Zone is so
I
fucking
haven't
hard.
seen
There's
past
only
the first stage in Comic Zone.
There's only 3 stages and nobody's beating it. That game is hard as shit. I tried. I'm like, I went back to it and I was like, I love the look of this game. I have vivid memories. I know what building I was in when I was playing this game on like it was like a Sega that was set up for kids while their parents did shit in the other room. I think it was like at the cable company or something. I don't know. Anyway. And I remember like this game looks awesome and I could never do shit. And so I came back to it. This was a couple of years ago. And I was like, all right, I'm a grown ass man now. I can figure this out. I've beat all the Souls games.
No, you
Here we
fucking
go.
can't.
I got through the first level and a half and I was like, how the fuck do people, this is stupid. This is stupid hard.
By the way,
It's just,
I looked it up. A $40 game back in 1981 would cost $147 today.
okay. That's what I mean. I knew there was something in my head that was like, something's weird. Okay. Yeah, that was it. Adjusted for inflation, games used to be much more expensive.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying is like, it's crazy how the price has not moved at all.
The price has moved in indirect ways.
Yeah.
Well, the price has gone down, but also like you don't have to pay for physical copies anymore.
There's that, but also like now we have to buy battle passes, season passes, DLC, cosmetic, and so forth. They make their money's worth in a bunch of other ways. Because what microtransaction is how much percentage of gaming now? I know it's
even if you did, it would still equal out to about the same price. You know what I mean? Because if you bought a $60 game with 3 different DLC being $20 each, you'd still have like almost $30 left over.
That's why I play free stuff.
So now even if you play free stuff and you're like, and you don't spend any money on battle passes or anything, games are so cheap now.
Yeah. Yeah. And they should, rightfully so. If you don't need to if there's no distribution or logistical costs.
Yeah.
You don't need to produce anything. Once the game's out, that's just what's the term when you have income that's
Profit.
Well, yeah, profit, but
Passive income.
Expendable income.
passive income. There we go.
passive income.
That's what I'm thinking of. You don't have to do anything anymore. The game is just there.
Yeah, $90 for a game that's been out for 8 years, though. That's kind of a lot.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Never mind. I take all this back. That's
But
fucking
it's
stupid.
Legend of Zordo.
Also doesn't help that Nintendo games never go on sale.
No,
They don't
it'll be
need to.
$90 forever. Nope.
Mario Kart 8, it's still max price, and it's probably sitting at number one. If not number one, it's probably somewhere in the top 5 right now.
You people love
It will
Mario
be there
Kart.
till the heat death of the universe.
Ever tell you guys about that Pokemon game I bought at this game store we went to?
Which one?
No.
The bootleg one?
Yeah, the bootleg one.
You bought bootleg Pokemon?
There's this guy at a store near us that sells like remade or reprinted copies of Pokemon games, so we can buy them like
Oh.
super cheap, right?
Careful, Nintendo's going to sue you, put you in prison.
That
And,
guy disappears, you know what happened.
Allegedly.
And one of them that he sells was
Allegedly.
like a dual copy of I think Soul I think it was White and Black, Pokemon White and Black, and I bought it, and I booted up the game, and it was not that. it was
What was
not
it?
what was advertised.
It was a
Because I
ROM hack,
booted up the
wasn't it?
game. Yeah, it was like a ROM hack, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." I wasn't mad because it was like really cheap, and I started playing it. And that game was hard as shit. And I looked it up, and I guess like one of the hardest ROM hacks like ever created for the game. I was like,
you
oh,
couldn't have
man.
learned today.
You got fucking Kaizo
Oh.
Pokemon.
Yeah, it was intense. I think it had like a mechanic that everything, like all the gym battles would always be stronger than you because it would just stop your leveling, like, and you'd be a lower level than all of the gym leaders' Pokemon and shit. Oh, dude, it was
Why?
fucking brutal. Just to make it really hard.
What's the
Did you
point?
beat it?
No. Oh my god,
he returned that shit.
No, I did not return it because I wasn't that upset about it, and also the guy that works there is pretty cool, so I didn't want to bother. But yeah, that was a fun time.
He's pretty cool. He didn't give you what you paid for, but cool.
Yeah, it happens. You know, yeah, you kind of when you're
happens.
buying shit like that, you have to go in knowing that
Then like
this might not work properly.
Like if what I plug it into still works at the end of the day, we're good.
Pretty much, that's
Yeah.
actually a problem. Yeah,
Yep.
to be honest, those can brick like your consoles and shit.
All right.
And then
Any more Nintendo news?
that's the end of my Nintendo news. I got one last thing about Ubisoft.
Oh,
Ubisoft.
where are we at with
it's
Ubisoft?
It's a good thing. Ubisoft
shit.
has made their colorblind simulation tool Chroma free to use. It is now, or not free to use. It is now available for public use to help with game devs and trying to accommodate for colorblindness.
I wasn't laughing at that. I was laughing at the only good news for Ubisoft has been that. That's cool though. I just feel kind of bad for Ubisoft. He said there's good news. I was like, oh, Ubisoft is back on top. I'll take that. That's good. Well, it's good for you, especially, right?
Yep. Because most colorblind options in games are just strictly worse.
Are they really?
Usually it's just more of a problem. At least when I try to do red green colorblind is it makes it even harder to see.
Oh shit! I had no
With-
idea. I thought
Like because it's very hard to implement it in a way that doesn't harm the colorblind person's experience with it.
I see.
Like you have to implement it like basically like intelligently and very carefully.
It's got to be its own feature, and then if you so you said this is for free now, or is this what?
I'm not sure if it's free. It's for public use. I don't know how much game devs have to pay or like what the like process for getting it is. I just know that people are now allowed to use it because it was an internal dev tool that was created, I think, in 2021 for Ubisoft, and now just a couple days ago, I believe they announced that they're going to let the public use it as well. I'm not sure how much it's going to cost or what.
I mean, still, that's nice to know that there's always an option now for a game. I would assume this is for game devs to just be like, well, let's just slap this in there and it's going to work and it's going to be what people need and want.
Because basically, from what I understand of the program, is that it applies a filter to your game, basically, to let you see like to simulate how a colorblind person, like the different type of colorblindness, how people with those would see it.
Oh, cool.
So you can help design it so that even a colorblind person won't be hampered as much by the colors you choose.
All right. That's not like, I'm glad to hear good things with Ubisoft. Like, I'm glad Assassin's Creed did well. I'm glad to hear they're doing this. It's just I don't know. The company, like when I was
the company is what?
I'm just thinking of the old, like the thing that always sticks out to me about Ubisoft was that one, there was a page in maybe a Game Informer or some magazine that showed all the like unique purchases you could make for different exclusive skins. And you'd have to, if you wanted like everything, you'd have to buy the copy of the game like 20 times over. It was like stupid absurd. There was one for Xbox, one for PlayStation,
for different
one
store
from, if you bought it
retailers.
from GameStop or Best Buy. Yeah. And I never liked that. Actually, the first time I saw that was one of the Soul Calibur games where you'd buy one and it would have, actually, no, the first time I saw it was Pokemon, so never mind. I've always hated that shit. Always. It's always been stupid. Stop it.
You talking about just like version differences or
Yeah. It's the same
like,
game.
like red, blue, yellow, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I've already said it before in a previous episode. I thought that was, even as a kid, I was like, that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard of. I hate it. Just let me have everything in the game I bought, please.
No.
Yeah, I guess no. No is the correct answer. What are you going to do? It was Pokemon. It was too good to say no to. And so eventually you end up owning a copy of blue, red.
Yellow was the one I always looked at and I was like, oh, cool. Because Pikachu would follow you around.
I got them all. And then allegedly played the rest on ROM.
Pokemon Purple.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, if I was to have an Android phone that could play ROMs,
I can't always bright
I
colors.
might play.
Where's like Pokemon dark green?
It's Emerald.
Let's get into like gross colors.
Yeah, that doesn't sell. I know that's what you would buy, but that's not what the general
Student
population
edition.
would buy. Pokemon Diarrhea Brown.
See, you went there, but I didn't. I was just saying like strange colors.
Vomit Yellow.
You're the one with all the potty views.
You just said that's what you wanted, gross colors, right?
Yeah,
That does not mean like toilet colors.
I don't know what it means then. I'm
You
sorry.
ever look at
What
a
is your
car-
What are the
definition
other
of
gross colors then,
You ever look
actually?
at a car and you're like, man, that car is fucking like mucusy green, like it's gross.
What? No! You can't do that. Mucus is just as gross.
That's not a
Listen
toilet
to
thing,
with the
though.
ba.
You can't look.
Straight
You want
bamboozled.
for real. Like you want to know something about me personally? I will change my kid's diaper. I will give him a bath. I will do all that stuff. I will not mess with his nose when there's snot in there. It's the most. I'll clean up puke. I don't care. Mucus is so disgusting to me. I cannot handle it. So I guess that fits into the gross category.
Yeah, I
It
think you
sounds
just
like it's
destroyed
way
your
up
own-
there for you.
It really is. I can't deal with the mucus thing. The snot bowl. I'm gonna
It's
throw
like,
up.
get your boogers out of here.
Oh my god, kids are so gross. Don't have kids. They're
Clearly,
disgusting.
Fliz has never eaten his own boogers as a child.
They're just fucking no. Ugh.
Always from the
We gotta
heart.
stop or Fliz is gonna throw up.
Fliz
I
never,
might.
Fliz never
I'm
had
like-
his own portable fruit snacks.
Okay.
God. You're a gross human being.
My stomach turned.
Oh, that one's crunchy.
Okay. Ugh. Okay. What were we talking about? I think
Gaming
we're done.
news.
That was, the
Gaming
best,
news.
that was the best like response I could have gotten. But
Oh man, you win. Bravo. I am not hungry anymore.
that's all I wanted was the shock value.
I want to go to bed.
You
I'm
always want to
done.
go to bed.
Okay. In that case, do you have any other news, or is
That's
that
the,
it for
that's the
you?
end of my news.
And Tsun said he had some stuff, but I don't even want to ask anymore. You've
Well,
already. I haven't eaten since yesterday, and
it's
I'm not hungry
my
anymore.
fault.
Well, that I'm not hungry anymore is your fault.
That just sounds like you're looking for a scapegoat.
That's not even looking for a
And I-
scapegoat. We're directly responsible for his current
You
stomach
are-
condition. We
literally have audio
Nah,
proof.
man.
It's
Like,
audio proof, guy. We are doing it live.
Just gotta throw it out of your mind sphere. It's easy peasy.
Okay, it's out of my mind sphere. What did you have?
I just had like things I thought were pretty either just funny or neat. But like, so Diablo 4 is getting its first big collab, and can you guess what it is?
Ruby.
No, it's fucking Berserk.
What are they collabing it, or how I should say?
It seems to just be so it's up. They just announced it, so there's up speculations. But the trailer for it, they show like it looks like a barbarian just wearing like Guts' armor and wielding his sword. So either cosmetics, more than likely, I'd imagine,
Oh,
or potential something with gameplay ramifications. There wasn't much details, but it's pretty obvious that Berserk is going to be their first big collab.
Berserk makes me sad because everything about it and like the information I've heard about it, I think I would love it, but everybody says don't watch it. And I
No, because the
that
any
makes me
like
sad.
animation adaptation's been not great. The manga is where you have to go.
Oh,
Berserk is just cursed.
Yeah, it's cursed.
It sounds
It's-
cursed.
it's
Because
Yeah.
always
the best
cursed with
adaptation
anime.
is the original 90s adaptation. The Golden
Yeah.
Age movies were all right. Then you get to Clang the series.
Mhm.
With the bad CGI, terrible noise. It's just
oh, it's got those CGI monsters like DMC, huh?
Yeah.
oh, it's even worse.
But
It's
no,
so
like
much.
the manga is fucking fantastic though. Like that, Berserk's such a fascinating like universe. Everything's fucked up. Everyone's sad and depressed. Everyone's
Sounds
dying.
fascinating.
Things are getting killed left, right, and center.
Oh, that sounds so different from what we have in reality. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
There's
wild.
demons.
Sounds so different.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna post a GIF. I want this is relevant. This is the walkie animation at one point.
Oh no. I feel like
Oh,
yeah, I remember. I watched
seeing
that.
this GIF.
yeah, I watched that. I watched that as it came out. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Beautiful.
Like
Looks like
All
he's taking
things you
little
choose-
it looks like he's taking little baby steps.
oh, like even them in the background, they're also CGI.
Yeah,
it's
it's all done
rough.
like CGI.
No,
Speaking of adaptations, there was an old. I know we just talked about Devil May Cry last week. There was an old one too. Yeah, an old
Yep.
anime.
Yeah.
Yep, the
Was it any
2007
good?
It's canon, and it's really
It was
rough animation wise,
okay.
but it's more far better tonally in how you would
Yeah.
expect like an anime of that to work. It's just the animation's rough, and it's kind of more
It
of
looks
a
like
monster
Castlevania.
of the week or like case of the week type situation.
Oh, real? Oh, now I'm actually interested. I love Monster of the Week stuff.
From what I
this is
understand, I
fun.
haven't seen it myself. I know one of the characters that's introduced there, Patty, is they call Dante at one point during DMC5, and it's like where the birthday party thing comes from.
Oh,
Is
might
that
have to check that out.
I remember watching it like a long time ago, but I couldn't tell you anything that happens. I think I just remember the intro, like, and that's it.
You think
I don't
I'm
know whether
blanking
that
on it
means it's
too.
good or bad or not, but
I'm blanking on it as well. Fuck.
definitely didn't stick with me. That's for sure.
people I think are looking at it in a better light now after the Netflix.
Yeah, hindsight.
Like,
and all
oh,
that.
man.
Maybe we treated you too harshly.
I found out a little bit more about the guy who created DMC.
Oh no.
Oh, that guy?
the new one. Yeah,
Oh,
'Cause he's also
wait, no,
responsible
it's
like my.
this isn't the
He's-
creator of DSC as a whole, just the new.
No, the
Addy,
anime.
uh,
Okay.
Addy Shankar or something.
Yeah, because he did
Okay.
Castlevania as well, right?
Wait, like the good
I
one?
believe so.
Oh shit.
I don't know if I was too impressed with what I saw, but
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
just some Twitter posts and some things.
No.
It's
Are you
fine,
talking
don't
about the
worry
Asmon
about
Gold
it.
stuff?
He's kind of an Asmongold simp. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
That's not as bad as I thought, but it's still like worrying.
It's
There's more. There's a lot of
Oh.
things. There's nothing like outright terrible. It's just like the more I looked at his Twitter
Just
history, I was
questionable.
like, it's just like more. Nothing made me feel better about it.
Okay.
So nothing terrible. No,
Skirting
shade,
around
no,
the edge
no
of-
shade thrown.
Shade still on ground.
Yeah, shade still on ground. All right, what else you got?
This was kind of like a more of a PSA. Apparently, Witcher 4 beta scams are a thing going on right now. As CD Projekt Red had to put out a statement for saying if you get anything that asks you to use your personal info or anything for a Witcher 4 beta, it is not real. And to report whatever's email address or whatever is trying to contact you about it.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, it's also interesting because it's interesting that people think there's be a beta already for a game that's not slated till 2027. I don't even know if it's at the beta phase yet.
I mean, people fall for whatever. I got attempted scam today. Somebody texted my phone saying, "Hey, we're meeting up for golf later tomorrow, right?" And I said, "No, who are you?"
I've gotten those too.
This is Andy from here. We met yesterday, right? No. Oh, sorry, wrong number. Well, you sound nice. If you were ever in such and such area, which is nearby according to the area code, I'll take you out for lunch. No, thank you. Are you sure? Like I don't know where that scam goes exactly, but I know I'm going to end up buying gift cards. Like, that's
Oh my god, I love those videos where he starts
Boca?
they put the codes in real time and they can watch them as they scream at them. Don't input the code.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. Never mind.
I want to know.
Where's that going?
No,
I'm too interested now.
I talked with them for a minute and then I Google translated how often does this work in Hindi and sent it to them in text and they stopped responding to me.
yeah, no.
Maybe they thought you were trying to scam them.
I'm now starting to get a bunch
realized that it was a waste of time.
I'm starting to get a bunch of calls now recently by a bunch of numbers.
I was gonna say I've gotten that golf one too.
Because the thing that always gets me about my calls is because I don't live in the same place, the area code that I used to. So because around here it's a different set of numbers compared to before. But when I see the previous numbers, all the time calling me. Like my old zip code or area code. Yeah. And it's like, well, I immediately know that this phone phone call is worthless or a scam. Like no one from that area would be calling me.
Oh yeah.
Here, you come to your doctor's appointment tomorrow.
I always love when you get
your
some.
social
They're
real
like, there's
quick.
an issue with your with your visa. It's like I don't have one of those, so I guess you're shit out of luck. Fuck off.
No. I know that anybody who's not my mom or my wife calling is a liar. Those are the only two people who are going to call me and I need to answer.
If it's someone who like, usually if it's like not a family member calling, I'll answer and be like, okay, what's wrong? Like someone I know, it's like, what's up? Because otherwise, you just text me.
Yeah. All right. So PSA: don't Witcher 4. Just don't.
Just don't.
Don't do it.
No beta. No beta yet.
No beta. You got anything else?
The last thing I had was some with Overwatch 2. Their new stadium mode. I thought it was interesting. Apparently, it's not going to have Tracer in it at launch.
Oh yeah, the stadium mode actually looks was kind of insane.
Their poster character Tracer is not going to be in their new mode at launch.
Well, I think Tracer's not their poster character anymore. They switched it to that other lady, right?
Which one?
I want to say Sojourn. I don't know. I don't know the characters well enough, but I know that like I know they swapped. So basically, people were mentioning that in places where Tracer would be in promo material, they've put this other character.
Okay.
They haven't taken, but the newer stuff, they basically replaced her with somebody else. I don't know the characters anymore, but
Well, basically, what it was going to lead to is something interesting because they did interviews with like the lead designers and stuff, and the reason. So apparently, it's only going to have 17 characters initially when it launches. And the reason like Tracer's among them and certain other ones is because they haven't really figured out what they want to do yet with characters that have insane mobility in their kits. Because
it is a massive revamp.
So like they'd be ridiculous in Stadium if they released without like some serious thought.
To give a brief overview from what I understand, Stadium is it's going to be a best of 7 multi-round game mode where you're going to play basically with characters through like I think there's 9 maps at launch. There'll be some of them will be Clash, some of them will be Control, some of them will be Push. But as you play, you're gonna earn currency that allows you to buy and obtain different upgrades and similar things or powers. Like the example I see here is like one of them is that like for me is like there's certain upgrades that you can buy. They're called powers, which are like your primary fire has an increased range, or Ice Wall now spawns a blizzard in the area around it that slows enemies.
Okay, so paladins.
Kind of, yeah. But there seems to be a lot. There's ability, power, and different things. Like there's a lot of
it was
MOBA.
more akin to like CS:GO or Valorant.
It's like Valorant MOBA elements is kind of how it is.
You say it sounds very different.
Yep. Okay. You guys gonna try it out?
No.
Probably not.
I saw they're adding hero bands though. That's a thing.
Oh, yeah, the thing that, surprise actually does work.
It's like
No.
ridiculous how hard it was to add hero bands to the game. Like, holy shit, man. Like, can I just rant about that for a second?
Meanwhile, other games did it without any issue.
Well,
Do
it's
you
like,
remember hero pools?
yeah, I was just gonna say that. Like they couldn't even like just give us normal ass hero bands. They had to go with the whole, every season they'll just have like a pool of heroes you can choose from, just like they do in the OWL in the Overwatch League. It'll be like professionals, and you can't play your character for a whole ass week.
I mean, hero bands kind of has the same thing going on in Marvel.
Yeah, but they couldn't just give us normal bands at that point then.
Yeah.
It just had to be like randomized.
Hey man, Overwatch walked so Marvel could run. You know?
Also,
It's fine.
I feel like with the hero bans in Marvel, it's those heroes getting banned because they're fucking problems.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why you'd ban them.
Yeah, that's why you ban them.
That's what I said.
It is interesting that they've been kind of different, except for I think, yeah, maybe not 1.5 and 2. I think they're the same, aren't they? Like it's just been like mostly Wolverine, Groot, and like Spider-Man stuff.
Hey, no, they banned Magneto the other day and got fucked for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I was in that game. We were both like, why would you ban
I was in that
that?
game
It was
too.
Magneto
we
Thing,
read-
right? Or something like that?
No, what was it? It was so obscure. I can't remember it because I think they played Thing at one point, so it wasn't Thing. I can't remember. Either way, it was 2 like completely asinine bands, and they got steamrolled. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. I told these guys I played quick play. Was it? Yeah. Oh my God. With Strider earlier today. And dude, Spider-Man needs to be done. Like
we were
that
talking
character.
about that earlier when we were playing Ranked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I don't really want to get into like a whole Marvel thing, but my God, something needs to change because that character either needs to be banned or playing support. I saw a Reddit post earlier today. It's like, how come nobody wants to play support anymore? That is exactly why nobody wants to play into Spider-Man. That shit is atrocious. Black Panther, whatever. Magic, whatever. Spider-Man, no. It's not even me. I'm the tank. I don't care about Spider-Man. I'm just hearing my team bitch about it the whole time. And I feel the effects because like, oh, where am I healing? What happened? Oh, here comes Spider-Man. Like, shut up. I can hate that kid. And the problem is quick play, you can't even play because you can't ban him. So it's like quick plays atrocious. It's like ruined. I don't know. It seems like a lot.
Quick play is more like Spidey plays, and you just get to sit there and be sad.
Yeah, it's just two teams with Lord Spider-Man fighting over who has the better Spider-Man. And then obviously the other DPS has to be Namor. And then that's pretty much the game. Spider-Man and Namor. How diverse.
Yeah. It's hard balance too, because like how do you even fix it without either making the supports too strong or just making Spider-Man too weak? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
a
tough
conundrum.
because if you play Spider-Man, he's wonderful. Like Spider-Man mains aren't really out there being like, we need to fix this and this, and like they're just not. Like the character is, if you get to play him, fun to play and very useful. It's kind of the same problem with Hulk, where well, I guess it's not the same problem. Hulk doesn't feel like Hulk, but his kid is very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, no matter what happens in Marvel, I'm not going back to Overwatch.
Marvel.
I know that much.
I yeah, I'm not going back to Overwatch.
Who knows where? Let's hope Marvel Rivals doesn't end up with 37 currencies.
Yeah.
Because
That the skin thing.
yeah,
How does that work?
right now it's you buy it with real life currency.
Oh, okay.
Like it's 1-to-1 right now. There's going to be the quote unquote new ways to earn it starting in season 3. But right now you have to buy the original skin and then you have to buy with real money $6 worth of the original of the new currency, which, of course it's $6, which is above their $5 package. So probably might have to spend $10 if you don't have enough for it.
No, because you can just buy a $1 thing if you want to. Because I don't think there's a sale, right? I think it's the same. I think it's 1-to-1.
But since it goes through Steam, I don't think you because it goes through your wallet, you have to add $5 increments. Is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's your Steam wallet, right? So you can just use that for whatever else thing you're going to get next time.
Yeah, but if you wanted to spend $6, you had to spend $10 at the time. But you will have those other dollars for something else.
I mean, honestly, I can't even be mad because it's free and you don't have to do any of that.
It's just
If you
recolors
choose
too.
to spend, if you choose to spend $10 on a skin and a recolor, that's entirely your fault. If people want that to be cheaper, they'll vote with their wallet, and I bet you they won't. They'll just buy it. From what I've seen,
because the other
people are
thing
just
with
gonna
it
buy
is that the way
everything.
it's showed in shop is that it doesn't tell you need the other currency. Tell you buy the skin originally, and it's like $22 for the skin plus another $6 of that new currency for the recolor. I think or something like that is what I was seeing.
Oh.
Now, if that's just an oversight and they can fix that, or because they've been very good about fixing things.
It's like the way the shop displays it. It doesn't tell you.
Yeah, I was gonna say because they've been
right
pretty
away.
good about fixing things if something goes awry.
So far, yeah. We'll hopefully continue that. All right, y'all got any other pertinent things, or are we good for today?
I think we're good.
That's the end of my stuff.
Right.
No more stuff.
All right. Tune in next week as I test out Erenshor again. Wish me luck. Yeah, thank you. Aside from that, please do us a favor. We don't ask for money, so pay us by leaving a rating and a like and a comment on Apple and Spotify and YouTube. We love that. Or you can send us an email at Giant Enemy Crab Podcasts. Giant Enemy Crab Pod? I forgot. It's one of the two. At gmail.com. And maybe we'll...
Just email them all. We'll get eventually.
Of emails.
Yeah, just send out a mass email to your entire email list.
We'll get it
About
eventually.
video games.
Assuming they have
assuming
the email in it in the first place.
you know what?
Just
I'm
do it
over it.
anyways. Just do it anyways.
Just do it. Yeah. Just hit reply all about Marvel to everybody in your contact.
Tell your grandma. Tell your grandma about Marvel.
Yeah, tell your grandma. She'll love it. But that's our time for today. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll catch you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.